They will. We'll see. Often racing for this Racing Welfare Supporting Mental Health Awareness Novices Handicap. Chase Bob's Bar on the inside of Fabrique en France, and on the outside is Spark of Madness as they go towards fence number 1. And coming into it, Spark of Madness, the first to rise on the outside of Fabrique en France, and then Bob's Bar as they turn now towards the home straight for the first time. An open ditch is the next one. Very tight betting. Spark of Madness just going off the favourite. It's around 13-8, but the other two at around 15-8. Very tight betting. Over the next, there was a coming together. Spark of Madness was hampered, or at least came together with Fabrique en France. And can Stephen Mulqueen recover? He does so, and he's still got the lead on Spark of Madness. And there's applause from the crowd as they go towards the next. He's not got his irons yet, though, but he's safely over on Spark of Madness. That was a remarkable recovery. Tremendous recovery. As they move on towards the next, and now he's got his irons back on Spark of Madness and leads there from Bob's Bar and Fabrique en France on the outside. Wow, so heading up towards the water jump now. Just looked as though maybe it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but Spark of Madness and Fabrique en France collided in the air at the water jump, and at this time Fabrique en France the leader from Bob's Bar, and a half length back to Spark of Madness, who's now surrendered the lead as they swing right-handed and head towards a plain fence. So this is going to be number 6 coming up. Quite a dramatic start to this 3-runner race. Nothing in it in the betting. On to the next. Fabrique en France rises first over Bob's Bar. Aidan Coleman from Brian Hughes, and then Stephen Mulqueen on Spark of Madness. About to turn into the back straight, a couple of obstacles down the back. Fabrique en France with the Ollie Murphy team represented, or will be represented in some numbers over the next couple of days, Ollie, as they go towards this one with Bob's Bar right alongside on the inside, and then Spark of Madness continuing down the back straight now. Bob's Bar on the inside, jumping neatly, a bit of a fumble from Fabrique en France. Spark of Madness on his chase debut, still well in touch with his two rivals as they now swing right-handed and on towards what was their first fence, the one before the turn into the home straight. And Bob's Bar at this stage of the race has a lead of about 3/4 of a length to Fabrique en France on the outside, but Aidan Coleman seeing a good stride there on Fabrique en France. Spark of Madness still in touch, and now they turning towards the home straight. 3 fences left to jump in the home straight. Bob's Bar and Fabrique en France just going 2 lengths or so clear now. A Spark of Madness approaching this open ditch. Bob's Bar over. Just went through it a bit. Fabrique en France on the right. Spark of Madness trying to renew his effort. On towards the second last. Bob's Bar on the left. On the right, Fabrique en France. Yellow sleeve, Spark of Madness coming back at them a little bit as they check this one. And Spark of Madness might just have led there. Spark of Madness now moving on to the final fence from Bob's Bar and Fabrique en France. Coming towards the final fence. Reaching for it there, Spark of Madness. It was a bit guessy. Bob's Bar is rallying on the far side and Fabrique en France on the outside. The market said it would be close. It's going to be close. Spark of Madness, Bob's Bar from Fabrique en France. Spark of Madness and Bob's Bar. They race up towards the line. Spark of Madness for a remarkable win. A fantastic recovery in the early stages by Stephen Mulqueen. A win well earned from Bob's Bar in second. Fabrique en France, last of the 3.
Here is the incident. This is the open ditch. This is the second fence, the first in the straight, first time round.
I think as one famous Scottish footballer turned commentator said, take a bow, son, because look at that, collides in midair. I think he jumped the fence all right, Gordon, just had a bit of a midair collision with Fabrique en France, but look, he's out the side door. And
gone for all money.
How he's managed to stay underneath a horse that's running at 30 miles an hour underneath him. Look at that, he's just managing to cling on for dear life, showing real strength and determination. Gets his legs,
nearly goes the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Defies gravity.
He doesn't have time, does he, to get his irons back. He jumps the third okay, and I suppose the only thing you could say about that was a positive goal was that it happened early in the race. He gave himself time to get back into the race, and what a thoroughly deserving winner. A tremendous piece of horsemanship from Stephen Mulqueen.
And this is the fence he jumps with both legs out of the irons. This is not easy to do either. To be fair, the horse did come up for him, and it jumped for him.
Yeah, he was very good there, wasn't he? He was really, really good there. But you can see just gives Stephen Mulqueen time to start to get his feet in the irons.
Was there a collision? Did they actually collide? I wasn't sure.
I think it might have been mid-air. There's plenty of daylight there between them. You can see as they approach the fence. It's just, I think, as they go into it now here. Yeah, he just gets a little robbed, doesn't he, I think, but it's just enough for Sparker Manners to drop his hind legs or drag his hind legs through the fence. But what a shot that is. I mean, this is the kind of thing that should go viral on Twitter for Gordon for race events, because that is just a tremendous piece of horsemanship.
I'm joined by the man of the moment here at Perth, Stephen Mulqueen, after that magnificent, miraculous recovery from Spank of Madness. At the second fence, Stephen, you jumped the next without any irons. You got shuffled back a wee bit. You've come through to win the race. Just talk us through what happened coming into the wings of the second. Was there a wee coming together mid-air?
Yeah, no, I don't know if it was maybe... The fences are painted white now, and he's obviously his first time over fences, and it was the ditch, and I don't know, maybe it was the ditch board, just something new, and it was white, and he just came up a bit brave, landed on top of it, and I was picking where I was going to land for a long time. I thought if I got my foot out, I'd jump the next and assess the situation, but yeah, once I got my feet back in, I thought, well, we'll just go for a clear round now, just sit and pop away and try and teach him a bit. But to be fair to him, he was good and honest to jump without irons, and he was long maybe at the last or the second last again, but he's young, he's learning, and hopefully it'll be a bit straighter from now on.
I thought you were properly bumped out the saddle. You went all the way over one way, then you almost went the other. Were you ever in danger of thinking, I'm going to go here, or pulling him up? What was going through your mind?
5 or 6 times I was looking at the ground thinking I'm hitting it. My foot was sitting, my right foot was in the iron, and it was kind of stuck, and my foot was almost pushing me off to the left, and I was trying to pull myself back over, but every time I'd pull myself over, my stirrup I knew if I'd got my feet out of the irons, I'd be all right. Yes. Well, I'd be okay-ish. Yeah.
And as you say, that third fence that he jumped with you without any irons, he winged it.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Touch wood, I think he will be a good jumper and whatnot. He's learned the hard way, hasn't he?
And going at a 2-mile chasing speed, how difficult is it? I mean, obviously you did it. How difficult is it to get both irons back while you're still galloping along?
I suppose I was lucky there was only 3 of us, and I was in front, and he wasn't sort of charging. He was still having a look, so I had a bit of time to get them back. It was, once I jumped the fence, it was relatively straightforward just to get them back, and yeah. And
going down the back, you've ended up last of the 3, and then turning for home again. At what point do you think, I'm in with a chance of winning this again?
Even going across the side to maybe 3 out, I thought I might have half a chance, I always did think he'd probably be a better chaser than he was a hurdler. And I actually thought, we'll jump the ditch, we'll get over that and we'll assess the situation then. But he's jumped there, and I gave him a squeeze at the back of it, and he's picked up, yeah.
And as far as the horse himself is concerned, have you had much to do at home? Is he schooled all right at home?
Yeah, touch wood, he's jumped very well. Over hurdles, he maybe was a small bit brave, maybe. I think because he does have loads of scope, and over hurdles, rather than sort of placing his feet and getting in and getting out quick, he was inclined to maybe come up early. So hopefully we're both still alive, and we've maybe learned from that.
And a knowledgeable horsing crowd here at Perth. You got a great reception coming back in. That must have meant a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I was just glad to be still on his back, to be honest.
What did the owners and Lucinda say to you?
Well, I said to them beforehand we'd keep it simple, but we've done everything bar that.
In recoveries that you've seen and recoveries you've made yourself, that's got to be right up there. That's topped it, hasn't it?
I suppose, yeah. It's amazing what you can do when fear it's in.
Yeah, Stephen, well done. What a ride.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks, guys.